Hey, Torah Sisters, it's Amy K. Gunther. Welcome back to the podcast. This episode is a little bit different, but a lot of you have been asking me for an update on my life and Torah Sisters and what I'm doing. And so I'll give you the really quick version, and then if you want, stick around. But here's the quick version. I am now completely working for myself, doing just Torah Sisters. So there you go. If that's all the update you wanted, then you can stop listening. But in the rest of this episode, I will tell you the short story, the short version of the story of how I started Torah Sisters and how the Father has shown me what He wants me to do with it and what it is becoming and what it is now. And forgive me if from time to time I sound like a commercial, but I don't know how to explain what I'm doing without telling you about the stuff I'm selling. But it's good though, because a lot of you want to know, how does it work? And so I will explain how some of my stuff works. So let's back up to how Torah Sisters started. I'll try to say this quickly. When I first came to Torah, I was still married, but I was my husband at the time was not at all on board with Torah. And we're not married anymore. He divorced me, not because of Torah. That's a whole different story. But at the time, he was not interested in Torah at all. I, however, was super excited about Torah. I was so enthusiastic, and I had these new Torah friends on Facebook, and they would say, Happy Sabbath, every Friday evening. And I just wanted to also say Shabbat Shalom on Friday evenings on Facebook, but I couldn't just come out all Torah on Facebook out of respect for him, and that was my situation. So I went to him, and I asked him if I could just at least start a Facebook page that was sort of like incognito, Amy, where no one knows it's me. I don't use my name. I'll call it something like Torah Sisters, and then I can like say Happy Sabbath and stuff on it. And he said, sure, whatever. So that's how I started Torah Sisters. It started as a Facebook page, and that's exactly what I did. I did have some background in like being an entrepreneur, in website design and internet marketing, and a little bit of like total complete amateur graphic design. And so I would make memes that said Shabbat Shalom or Happy Sabbath or whatever. And slowly, you guys would like them and you would share them, and then people would like my page so that they could see next week's meme, and on and on and on, like that it went. It went like that for a long time, and the page grew. Eventually my life changed. My husband left me, and then but I never really wanted Torah Sisters to be about me. I did, however, want it to be about encouraging all of you, because I knew there were other women out there like me who felt very alone and very lonely in this new faith walk. And you wanted, because I wanted connection. I'm like, there's no way I'm the only one who wants encouragement and connection. So I decided to give that out. And it just grew and grew and grew, because also the number of Torah keepers was growing and growing and growing like crazy. I shortly after started a website called it TorahSisters.com, and I would get very excited when I would find a blog from another lady who also kept Torah, loved Yeshua, and had stuff to say about this faith walk and just practically how she does it, and just regular stuff, regular everyday stuff, but from a lady with the same worldview as me. And I wanted then to tell everybody about it. So I would share a link to her blog or a new blog post of hers or whatever on the Facebook page. And then sometimes I would put up a few blog posts. There's not a ton on my blog, but I would sometimes put up a blog post of my own. But really, I wanted to network the community. I wanted, especially the women's blogs. I was so excited, and I just wanted everyone to know about these other blogs. So not long after that, I realized I should really email these things out, because not everyone's on Facebook every day. And if they're not on Facebook on a certain day, they're not going to know about this lady's blog that I posted on that day. And I don't want them to miss out. So I started an email list, and I said, hey, sign up for my email list, and I will send you out kind of like a magazine, an e-magazine, an e-zine. And I will give you a recap of what I have posted on Facebook since the last email. And so I did that for a long time. And pretty soon I learned how to make free printables, and I would give you, and I still do. There's tons of free stuff. We'll just stop right here. Go to TorahSisters.com, follow the links to the free stuff, and download everything free that I have. Enjoy. It's all downloadable. You download it and you print it yourself at home. I can't afford to mail you free stuff, but I can give it to you digitally. So I started doing that years ago. Making these free little printable signs with Bible verses or whatever that you can download, you print, and you decorate your house or whatever with it. And that's what Torah Sisters was for a long time. Just encouragement and fun and pretty things. You know, the Christian world has all those things. Why can't we have those things? And just really, I wanted a place for ladies to come to that was not controversial, not stressful, just shalomi. And there's so many Torah things out there, you know, and they're valuable and they're good. And I benefit from Torah groups and Torah websites and YouTube channels where they teach a lot, and I learned a lot. But I didn't want to teach. I still don't really feel qualified to teach any kind of doctrine or heavy Bible interpretation or anything like that. But I didn't find a lot of places that were just fun and pretty and encouraging and shalomi. So that's what I wanted Torah Sisters to be, and I hope and pray it is still that for you, and just for the ladies to feel connected, and like they're not alone. So it just kept growing, and you all kept growing and joining the email list. And what happened next? I think all the ladies were screaming and hollering for a real magazine. They didn't want just the email magazine. They wanted all these goodies put into a real magazine. And there were some gems. I mean, these other ladies with these blogs, you guys, they are amazing women. And they always said yes. So I went to them. First of all, I will tell you, I am not a publisher. I don't know anything about anything. And I told them, I'm like, I can't start a magazine. That's not what I do. I know email marketing. I can do emails. But they begged. So I finally was like, well, maybe this is actually the Father speaking to me. And so I told the Father, I have no idea how to do a real magazine, but I will try, and just show me the way if it's what you want. So I started asking questions, and I asked one question at a time. You know, where do you print a magazine? How much does it cost? How do you ship it? How much does it cost to ship? And especially, of course, going to all of those ladies with those blogs and saying, hey, would it be okay if I use your article in a real magazine? And a lot of those ladies, they were my actual friends by now. This has been the best part of Torah Sisters, is I have so many amazing friends. Every single one of them said yes. And so I figured it out. And the Father gave me all the tools and obviously all the people. And so I started the real physical Torah Sisters magazine back in 2018. And that was, it was wonderful. I mean, you can still buy those back issues as a PDF right now on the website. They are fantastic issues. And I did it like that for about a year and a half. And for different reasons that we won't go into, the magazine did stop for a time in 2019. And then we all know COVID hit. I did do a Torah Sisters retreat at the end of 2019, which was wonderful. And then COVID hit. Now remember, all this time since my husband left, because I homeschool my kids. When I got divorced, then I had to start working again. So I was working as a nurse, and I had a fantastic job working from home for the hospital just down the road in the quality improvement department, which is what I do. And I worked from home because if you know what core measures are, I would like audit charts and, try to improve quality. And I believe that my job was important, and I believe that I helped improve patient care with the work that I did. And I did it mostly from home, and it was a wonderful job. I went into the office just sometimes for meetings or training doctors and nurses and things like that. And again, it was meaningful work. The work I did, I really believe made a difference. But it was hard to homeschool my kids, plus work, plus do a lot with Torah Sisters. And that's one of the reasons the magazine stopped at 2019. And, it was wonderful and the retreat was wonderful, but I couldn't do it all. And if I can't do it wonderful, I don't want to do it. And the emails, I would just send an email out when I had time. When I saw something, if I had time, I would post it on Facebook. And then when I had time, I would send out an email to, again, recap what I had put on Facebook over the last week or month. Then COVID hit and everything stopped. And healthcare became very uncomfortable for a lot of healthcare workers in a lot of different ways. More so for a lot of you healthcare workers out there, Torah Sisters, who are nurses and respiratory therapists and all of it, who are at the bedside. You guys really were in the thick of it. At least, I had a desk job, so I'm not complaining. But in my own way, even with that, healthcare became uncomfortable. We'll just use the word uncomfortable. And then out of nowhere, in the fall of 2021, so just about a year ago, this is why I'm giving this update now, because it's been a year. My boss's boss suddenly said, Amy can no longer have this arrangement. And the arrangement I worked there for almost 5 years, 4.5 years, something like that, was a wonderful arrangement where I did my charts, and my kids go to their dads a lot, and so I worked really hard, and I did most of my hours when they were at their dads. Maybe not most, but a lot of my hours when they were away. So that's the evenings and Sundays and stuff. Not office hours, because during office hours, we're homeschooling. And I did have to work some in the afternoons, but not all day. Anyway, so the big boss said Amy can no longer have this flexible schedule. Because for a single mom, sisters, working at home is wonderful for a single mom, but even more wonderful for a single mom, I think, is flexible hours. Because especially a mom who wants to homeschool her kids, the job has to be flexible of when she has to sit down and do her work. So the boss said Amy has to be doing her work 8 to 5 office hours, and she has to come into the office a whole lot more. And it would have been impossible for me to homeschool my children. And I feel very strongly that I need to homeschool my children, that the Father wants me to homeschool my children, mostly because I believe that's the best way for my children to be grounded in the Word and have good character and learn good character. But secondly, also because I am divorced and they go to their dads a lot. And so this is a whole nother topic, but I already am away from them way more than any mom should have to be away from her children. So homeschooling them and being with them all that time is very important for our family. That's my situation. And so when the big boss said, Amy can't do that schedule anymore, I said, I'm not changing. I'm not doing this new schedule that they wanted to start in 2 days. There was no notice, no nothing. So I had to quit that job. It was very sudden and it was very sad. I was crying. My boss was crying. It was awful. But I just knew I couldn't stay there with that new schedule. So I would rather end up dirt poor or have any other kind of job that would allow me to continue homeschooling my children. And I knew that, so I quit. And then my plan was to live off my savings while I get another job and figure things out. So I did get another job doing the same kind of work, way less pay. The pay was terrible at the second job. But the worst thing about the second job is that it was going to be flexible hours. There were perks to it. I was going to be quite satisfied with it, but they never gave me any work. They just kept saying, oh, next week, Amy, is when the work starts. Oh, next week, the work starts. And it just never happened. So I realized pretty quickly, maybe I should start selling stuff on Torah Sisters. Up until then, really, everything had been free. And sisters, if I had my way, everything I do now would be free. I would give away free t-shirts and I would give away everything for free. But of course, that is not at all feasible. So I had a lot of reservations. You could say fears. You could. About selling stuff. And so I sought counsel from some of my wise friends, you know who you are. And they told me, Amy, it is totally fine for you to actually sell stuff and make profit on Torah Sisters that you put towards your family budget. And so they really calmed my fears and my concerns, and that it's an okay thing to do. It seems like so easy now, but I'm telling you, sisters, back then I had serious reservations. So I listened to your wise friends. So I listened to my wise friends, and I started selling stuff, and I started hustling. And any of you who have a business that you dabble in, and you wonder why you're not successful or more motivated, nothing motivated me more than being almost flat broke with no income from this new job. I was highly motivated to work hard, and I worked really hard. I mean, I still sometimes pull all-nighters getting stuff done, but that's the mom life, and so it's okay. I'm not complaining. Like I said, I work for myself now, and it's a wonderful life. But I worked really hard to start selling things that you ladies have been asking for that would also bring in a little money to help literally pay my rent. So the first thing the ladies have been asking for was not just printable Bible verses, but like actual things that I can mail to their house that they can decorate their house with. And I decided to twofer it and to make those Bible verse cards actual postcards. So if you want, you can decorate your house with the postcards, or you can mail the postcard out. Like, it's a twofer deal. And so I also had the father ladies. I just see I have to not talk too long, but the father he's been so faithful in that things that I wanted to do but couldn't figure out how to do, he'll just like give me this download almost in an instant of how it works, how to actually design it, how to lay it out, how to print it, which sounds so easy. But these were real challenges for me. Again, I'm a registered nurse. What do I know about magazines and creating products and retail and designing postcards? Like, I don't know anything about that stuff. I knew some internet marketing and email marketing and website design, but retail was kind of new to me. So he would give me these. So he downloaded this idea about the postcards, and especially the idea to make it a monthly subscription for several reasons. Number one, I needed the monthly income. Number two, I could keep the price down because I know how many to order ahead of time. So I know how many subscribers I have, so I know how many postcards to order from my printer. Because keeping extra stuff on hand is very expensive. I don't want to guess at how many I'm going to sell. I want to know how many I'm going to sell. And of course, people can cancel any of my stuff. I sell a lot of like subscriptions. People can cancel them anytime they want. People sometimes say, Amy, I want to pay ahead. I want to pay for a year at once. You want to know why I don't do that, at least right now? Number one, I don't want to take money for something that I don't have for you yet. So like with the postcards, you pay for a month of postcards, you get a month of postcards. And then if you don't want next month's, just cancel. No problem. I don't want to take money for a whole year's worth of postcards. What if you don't want them later? You know? So I just only want to take money for what I'm giving you. But with the subscription, at least it's kind of it's a commitment saying I plan to order more. I have a plan. And some people do cancel, totally okay, but at least I know how many to order. And so it worked out wonderfully. And you ladies, real quick, I just want to talk to those of you who early on, right away, you signed up for that postcard subscription. Thank you. That was the first thing I launched. And some of you ladies, I don't even think you cared about the postcards. You just wanted to support me. And it was extremely encouraging, and I needed the money, and it was so helpful to me. Not just the money, but to know that I'm making stuff that people find pretty or useful, and that they're willing to buy it, and that it's okay. Because I was really nervous even about selling stuff, because it's sort of like now it's mixing business and ministry. And I was very nervous about that. And I'm still am. Like, that's a big deal. And I'm very careful. And I'll probably mess it up from time to time. But Lord willing, I will keep on his path. And we'll talk more about that later. But thank you to you ladies who purchased that postcard subscription early on. It was just, you really blessed me. So after that, I started something called the goodie bag because, again, this other job was still not giving me any paychecks. And so I started something called the goodie bag. Another thing the ladies have been asking for years is a calendar to tell them when to do the feast. And so the Father gave me, the calendar is a hard one to figure out. People make these calendars and it looks easy, but I don't think it's easy at all. I think the calendars are a little complicated. And which is why you guys were asking me, Amy, just tell me when it is. But I wanted not just to tell you when it is, but I wanted to give you a calendar so you can see when it is. You can see the moon phases and you can understand it and learn it. So the Father downloaded into my brain how to actually do that. And that's a whole nother thing to talk about. But it was, to me, quite miraculous because I'm not that smart. But he showed me how to do it. And I was able to figure it out. So now I decided to package it as a digital product with other stuff that you guys had been asking me for, like planning pages and Bible study pages and a Bible reading plan and Torah portion study pages. And I was like, well, I can just bundle this all together. And it's like a goodie bag. It's full of all kinds of goodies. Like, when you go to a retreat or a conference and they give you a goodie bag and it's full of stuff. And some of it you love and treasure and use, and some of it is not your cup of tea. But it's so fun to get this goodie bag full of stuff. So that's what I did. I call it a goodie bag. And that's why it's only $5, because I know you're not going to use everything in it. Some of the stuff you're going to love and value very much, and it's worth way more than $5. Other stuff, meh. So that's why it's only $5. And a lot of times when I launch something new on the website, the ladies who get the goodie bag, they get the new stuff for free. So like last month, I launched a whole new coloring book. The goodie bag ladies, they got the digital version of that coloring book for free. That's just what I do for them because I really appreciate them, because again, for me, that's monthly income. So they give me $5 a month, and then every month I email them these new files for the new planning pages, the next month's calendars, all these extra goodies that I throw in, and I call it the goodie bag. So thank you to all of you ladies. That's sort of like my version of Patreon. A lot of ministries have a Patreon. That's my Patreon, is the goodie bag. So it's all digital. You print it yourself. And I really, really appreciate you ladies who get the goodie bag, because that doesn't cost me anything. Like, I don't have to keep any inventory. I don't have to order anything from a printer for that. I spend a long time creating and designing it for sure. But once that's done, it's easy to email it to you. So thank you so much, all of you who subscribe to the goodie bag. So I launched that later in the fall, maybe early 2022. And my job, my job, was still not giving me any work. And my local community was very good to me during that time, but I was still hustling, and I thought, okay, another thing that a friend of mine, listen to your friends, they're so much smarter than us. A friend of mine said, Amy, you should sell stickers. Amy, stickers are trendy. Amy, people really like stickers right now. I bet you could make some really good stickers. I didn't listen to her for months, you guys. But now I was, still desperate for money, still needed to hustle. I finally decided to take her advice because I thought, I don't know how to make stickers. That's too hard. I'm not lying to you. That is what I thought. I decided, all right, maybe I should actually try. And now that I started the sticker club. Again, I looked at all the ways to sell stickers. A lot of you ask me, Amy, how come I can't just buy one sticker at a time? And here's why. I'm going to tell you why. The stickers are only available as a monthly subscription, a sticker club. You pay me $10 a month, and then I send you 5 stickers. And they are, again, a surprise, just like the other stuff. You don't know exactly what stickers you're going to get, but you know my style, you know my sense of humor, and they're going to be fun and pretty. So that's how I do it. And here's why I do it like that. A couple of reasons. Number one, back then I really needed the monthly income, and honestly, I still do. I'm not rolling in dough over here. I need to know that I can pay next month's rent. So the monthly products are really important to me. Number two, then again, same thing with inventory. I know how many stickers to order. I have to physically purchase physical product. That's called inventory. And to have inventory on hand for a sticker design where I don't know if people are going to love it or not. Like one that people love, you want to order a lot of. One that people don't love, you don't want to order any of those. And it's a tricky business when you're in the creative retail world, I think. But with that monthly subscription, I know how many I know how many to order because I know how many subscribers I have. I can look and say, I have this many subscribers right now, so I'll order this many plus some extras. And the way these products work, anytime you're ordering something in print like that, postcards, magazines, stickers, the more you buy, the cheaper they are. So another reason that a monthly sticker club is so much better for me than one-off, I call them one-offs, one at a time, is I don't have space in my house to have a stock of, let's say, 50 or 100 different sticker designs. That would take a lot of shelves or little tiny drawers or something, and I do not have room I don't have a huge house. I rent just the upstairs of a house. Someone else rents the downstairs basement apartment. So I don't have room. Another thing along those lines is it takes a long time to pick an order. By picking an order, it's like, okay, you open the order on the computer and this is for any order, whether it's a magazine or whatever, the physical stuff that I sell. And then you have to go and I would have to go and get the sticker out of the little drawer and put it in the envelope, print the shipping label, put it on, put the stamp on. And it doesn't take a long time, but it doesn't take a short time either. And when you're just selling one sticker at a time for just a little bit, you're only making like a few cents per sticker at that point, your hourly rate ends up being very, very low. And I think that my hourly, say I try to analyze what is my hourly rate, would I do better working a night shift at a nursing home? Like this is how I have to think. I have to use my time wisely because I need to homeschool my children. I don't have 60 hours to pick stickers. I need to do something that makes more money in 30 hours, or whatever. So that's another reason I don't sell the stickers as like one-offs. It just takes too long to pick them one at a time for a very low profit. But when you bundling things makes all the difference, because when those stickers come in, my kids and I sit down literally at my kitchen table. You've seen the pictures. We open all the stickers and you have to like collate them. We put them in bundles of 5 in the little bags. And now instead of picking one sticker at a time, I pick 5 all at once because they're bundled together. And that helps me keep the price down for you as well. And like right now you get 5 stickers for $10. That's like $2 a sticker. If I sell them as one-offs, they're going to be more like $4 or $5 a sticker. So that's why. That's why I'm just trying to be really good steward of my space, my time, and my money. So I started doing the sticker club, and I tell you what, you guys love stickers. I had no idea. I didn't even know I liked stickers until doing this. And I was like, I love stickers. It's like memes that you can hold in your hand. That's what a sticker is. And I love making memes. That's how this all started. Remember memes? Now I make stickers that I can hold. And the sticker club really took off right away. And after that, I realized, good grief, I was so stressing out about this little job that wasn't paying me anything. I mean, you should have heard me. I would go to Sabbath Fellowship and I would say, pray that my job starts giving me hours. Please, please, please pray that, the password works next week and I get access to that hospital and then I can start doing their charts. And it was pathetic. It was weak. And my friends were so faithful. They were so kind. And I know they were praying for me. Although I think some of them also saw the writing on the wall and they saw that the Torah Sisters was starting to build. And so I don't think they were at all surprised when I told them I quit the job. So I think it was January, February, March, something like that. I quit that job. It wasn't bringing any money anyway. And by then, you guys, with the sticker club and the goodie bag and the postcards, you guys were paying my rent. So thank you. So that is when I quit that job, and I have not looked for another job since. I've just been in awe of his provision through you. Shortly after that, so those 3 things are still going, and I need them to keep going. Please don't stop. Although if you need to, that's okay. You can cancel those anytime you want. You subscribing to something is not like a long-term commitment. It's not a vow. It's just, here's my plan, but plans change. That's okay. I realized not long after that. Oh, and I started selling the t-shirts and the sweatshirts and little other things, It's been just so fun making all this stuff for you, and I don't ever plan to stop because I love making these things. And you guys know I've had a YouTube channel for a very long time where sometimes I talk. I don't like to talk a lot. I don't even like to be out there a lot. For so long, I just still wanted to keep it incognito. I realized several years ago that that doesn't work. When you have a business or a ministry, people want to know who's behind it. They want to know the person. And so it's not really fair to you, for me to be incognito. So I put myself out there, and I don't know, it's weird, but you guys want to see me. So I put myself out there. I started a podcast, which again, my friend told me years ago. She told me years ago to podcast and not just YouTube. Should have listened to her, because it turns out she was right. You guys love podcasts. It is nice to listen, isn't it? And I like not having to look good because you just don't see me. So I have these other things going on. Content, we call that content, right? But I realized shortly after I quit that job that, holy cow, I have time. I can bring back the magazine, because that is the number one thing that you all kept asking for the last 4 years. Amy, we want the magazine back. Amy, bring back the real paper magazine. And it had always seemed like such an impossibility because I was working as a nurse. Like, how do I have time? Now I wasn't working. This is my job. So I brought back the magazine with the help of the Father, most of all, and also all of the ladies who contribute articles. Thank you to all of them. And the ladies who buy advertising in the magazine. It could not happen without them either. So support them. Click on their links. Click on the links in their bios. Check them out. And even if you don't want to buy their stuff right now, not all of them sell stuff either. Some of them sell nothing. Get on their email list so you keep in touch with them and you know at least how to pray for them, because I don't pay them for their articles, sisters. They're giving those to our community. That is their offering to all of you. And it helps me too. So they are wonderful. So I started the magazine again, and the magazine, sisters, is definitely my main thing. It is the best thing I have. And why it's the best thing I have? It's because of all those ladies. It's not just Amy. They just make it so wonderful. And I'm not even going to tell you all about the magazine. Go and look it up. Go to TorahSisters.com. You'll see all the stuff that's in the issue. You can buy the back issues. Sometimes it's just PDF only, because once I run out of the print, I don't print more. Remember? I don't print more once it's passed. But you can always buy and download the PDFs of the back issues and read those on your tablet. The current issue, I will always have enough of the print for the current one right now. So that's where I'm at right now. I'm publishing the magazine. I also realized a few months ago, holy cow, I can bring back the retreat, because you all were also asking. I cannot tell you how exciting it is for me to be able to do what you want. Amy, we want the magazine. And I can say, okay, the magazine is here. Amy, we want the retreat back. Okay, the retreat is back. It's so fulfilling for me to be able to do these things for you, because I don't have a job. This is all I do. So the retreat, if you want to come to Michigan and hang out with me and a bunch of other Torah sisters, come to Michigan in May. Yah willing, we'll do more retreats too. I have other ideas in my head, actually on paper. I keep a list of ideas. Oh, I have so many ideas. My friends laugh at me. They're so sweet to listen to me. They know I'll never have time to do them all. Some of them have to get backburnered, but I do have more things that I can offer to you someday, Yah willing. I pray for me. This is where I want you to pray for me that I stick to the vision the Father has given me. I tend to get excited about lots of things, lots of people, lots of ideas, and sometimes I chase shiny things and I get bored really easily, in case you haven't noticed. So pray that I would stay focused and I would keep the main thing the main thing. That I would, right now that's the magazine. And the magazine is so fun because every magazine is different. Like, there's no getting bored with a magazine. Every one is so different, every issue. But pray that just overall that I would be brave, that I would not quit when it gets hard, because this is not all easy. It's wonderful, but it's not all easy. And I don't often talk about how it's hard doing Torah Sisters, because I think anybody out there who's in ministry, it's hard. We'll just leave it at that. Certain things are hard. So I don't ever want to quit because things are hard, and pray that I would just power through those things, and that, it's a people business. So pray that I always have wisdom with people, but also compassion with people, that I would always be patient. Pray that I would, most of all, just stick to the Father's vision, that I would not listen to my own desires or even to your desires if it's not the Father's desire for what he wants for every issue of the magazine, for everything that I do, for every little t-shirt I make, every little podcast, everything I say. I want it to be the Father through me and not me, because I'm a nobody. I'm just a schmuck who made a website, and that's a dangerous thing. It can be a dangerous thing. So I need to be careful, and pray that I would stay focused on people and not programs, people, not things, people, not profits, that I would, because that's the Father's vision, is to encourage you, to give you things that make your faith walk better somehow, or more right somehow, or prettier somehow. I just don't want to be outside of his will. I don't know how to, you understand. I can stop saying it. You understand. Pray that I would take this huge blessing that he has given me of being able to work for myself and use it to be a really amazing mom. I want to homeschool my children well. I want to raise them well, give them the right opportunities and not the wrong ones. You know how it is. So pray that I would be a really great mom for them. And that I would find the right balance. I'm still working too much. We it's fall, right? And we just all started school back up, and then we had Sukkot, so a long break for Sukkot, and I'm still realizing, because summer I could work a lot. We didn't have so much homeschool, but now I'm just physically, literally working too many hours a week, and I need to figure things out. I can't hire anyone yet to help me. Yah willing, someday I can, and then maybe that's the solution, but pray that I would find the balance between working and not doing things that I don't need to do in my work. Like sometimes now when I say no, it's just I just physically don't have time. I need to go and do something with my kids usually. That's the only other thing I do. The only things I do are work and my kids and Sabbath. I don't do anything else. So if I say no to something, it's because I have to be mom. And someday that'll change. My kids won't need me so much and I'll have even more time. But right now I'm working way too much. And so I need to have wisdom to know what work is meaningful, fruitful work and what work is not. And so some things I do might go away. Some things I do might get better and stronger. I really feel that I need to focus on the magazine and to really grow the magazine, both in the number of subscribers and in the content, the meat of it. So last thing I'll talk about is how can you help me? And this I don't enjoy talking about, but my friends tell me I must with they're emphatic that I must tell you. I have never felt comfortable taking donations. I still am not comfortable taking donations. There might be a donation PayPal link on like the about or the contact page of TorahSisters.com. I'm not even sure if it's there. Good luck finding it. Because I don't want to just take donations. But I will happily sell you something. I would rather take your money and give you something for that. Now, maybe you don't want any of my stuff. Okay, can you give it to someone? Like if you buy a t-shirt, can you give it to somebody? And the t-shirts are easy because I don't touch the t-shirts. When you order a t-shirt, the order automatically goes to the printing company and they print the order, they print your shirt and they ship it to you. And so that's really easy for me. There's no picking with a t-shirt. Another great thing, really probably the best thing if you just want to support me, if you want to support me on an ongoing basis, like kind of like monthly, is to buy the digital subscription to the magazine. Be a digital subscriber. The digital magazine right now, that's like the PDF that you download and you print. It's $6 and you pay every other month. So if you want to pay me $6 every month, then just put 2 of those in your cart and you'll pay $12 every other month. Does that make sense? And then you don't have to download it. You don't have to do anything with it. You'll get emails from me saying, here's your new issue. Just ignore them and delete them. But it's also a good reminder that you're doing this. I don't want you to ever forget. And then, you're in a pickle because you forgot that you're giving me $12 every other month. I want you to remember that you're doing it in case you need to cancel it. But the magazine is by far the most important thing that I'm doing. I think it's the most meaningful. I think it's helping the community the most. And so knowing that I have more subscribers, even if you're just supporting it to support it, helps me keep that project going. I try to look at each project I do separately as to know which ones are worth investing my time into, honestly. And so, another good project, though, if you want to support me, is to subscribe to the goodie bag. And again, you don't have to download it. You don't have to do anything with it. Just subscribe to it for $5 a month. Or if you want to give me $10 a month, subscribe to it for $10 a month. And so on like that. But if you want me to know that you really love the magazine, become a digital subscriber to the magazine. The only last thing I can think of is if you really don't want to hassle with any of that, and I kind of understand that, you could mail me a check. My mailing address is on the contact form at TorahSisters.com. It's a P.O. box. Make it out to Torah Sisters. You can physically mail me a check or make it out to Amy Gunther, whichever. And then PayPal and the credit card companies don't keep any of your money. So if you want to. But I would way rather sell you something. Even if you give it away to someone else, get another magazine subscription and give it away to someone. There are lots of ladies out there who cannot afford the magazine, and I cannot afford to mail all of them print magazines. But if you want to adopt a lady to mail a print magazine to, or just get it and give it away at your fellowships, that is wonderful, because then I know that I have another subscriber to the magazine and that you value that, and that is worth me investing my time and energy and money into. So that is how you can support Torah Sisters financially, but mostly the prayer, just getting my emails, opening my emails, and supporting all the ladies that I network you with. That is my favorite thing, is to network you with all these other ministries and businesses out there. So thank you to all of you. The Father is using you so that I can homeschool my children. And to you, you're just getting some little postcards or a magazine, but to me, you're helping me homeschool my children. And that's huge. That's a huge, big deal. So thank you. I love you all. I love what I do. And Yah willing, I will do Torah Sisters until I die. I don't want to do anything else. So I will talk to you in the next episode. Have a great week, sisters. Bye.